Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Sagittarius placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Sagittarius, a couple of download messages that are coming through for you. The first one was an energy of like trusting in divine detours. And an example of this that came through for this reading for you this morning, Sagittarius. I was driving somewhere. I had to go drop off my car for a service appointment, and it's a place that I go to very often, or multiple times at least, so I know how to get there. I always go like the same route normally, but this morning when I was in my car driving, I had this like intuitive nudge to go a different way, to just take a different path to go there, which was actually a bit slower. And as I was going down that path, the road that I wanted to take that way actually was closed for construction reasons. And so I actually had to go further away than I had intended. Almost like around is how, like, the path that I was taken on. My intuition told me to do this, to go almost like further away and then come backwards, which was interesting. And then as I was nearing the destination, I was approaching it from a different, the opposite side of the road than I normally do. I saw a rainbow in the sky. It was just like a tiny little sliver of a rainbow, which was of course, I see that as a sign. But it's, of course, and also that's like a very trivial example, Sagittarius. You can apply this much more broadly in your life, where maybe there's something of like, you're going somewhere, you have a destination, you have some sort of goal that you're working towards, or like you have some sort of intention or manifestation, and your intuition might actually be telling you to go a different way, or to take a detour, or maybe even it may feel like you may actually be going away from what it is that you're trying to head towards. Right? Like a path that sort of goes away from where you think that you're going. And it's like, I feel like there's a reason for that, right? Like, and sometimes with intuition is that you won't know the reason until you actually get there and understand why it is that you needed to go that way. There is also something about, like, especially for just using like driving as a metaphor, right? If you use like, there's always multiple ways to get somewhere, perhaps like the way that you normally go, or something where it's like, I feel like your intuition right now might feel counter logical. Like it doesn't make sense for you to go a longer route or around or like a detour or further away, that kind of thing. It doesn't make sense logically. But there's something, there's a purpose to that. There's a point to that. I feel like that's the message that's coming through for you today, Sagittarius. So just pay attention to your intuition, because sometimes it sounds counter logical, right? It goes against like your better judgment, maybe. You're not going to be late if that's what you're worried about, because it's kind of like, I feel like there's time for you to make a detour. I feel like whatever this detour is, metaphorically, is something that's going, like, it's going to show you something, or there's going to be a download or understanding or clarity, or perhaps like something that you're meant to like collect, or something that you're meant to see maybe. Or I was just kind of getting like this hermit energy, like illumination is how it's coming through for you, Sagittarius. Okay. I also feel like there's something about, because it might be, okay, also I forgot, happy birthday, Sagittarius, if you're a sun Sagittarius. I hope it's filled with love and happiness and gifts and all of these wonderful things and blessings. But anyways, Sagittarius. What was that? What else was I gonna say? I got distracted. Nope, I lost it. Okay, so we're just gonna pull cards and see if it comes back out. Oh, Mercury retrograde. That's what I was talking about. Okay, something about the rain fecundity card. Okay, something about Mercury retrograde, which I've talked about many times in videos, where there may be something coming back around from the past that you may be experiencing. In order for you to get the gem, the clarity, a new perspective about it. But there's something here that I was getting, is that like you are protecting your future from the past, is how it's coming through. So maybe whatever this past energy feels a bit uncomfortable, or that you don't want this past energy to like affect something that's gonna be for you in the future, right? Like a future path or something like that. So that might be part of the detour energy. Like maybe you're going to like close off something from the past, or you're like completing something, getting closure about something maybe from the past, so that it doesn't affect your future. And I feel like that's what this is showing here. The rain fecundity card. That's a card about abundance. But I feel like you're also nurturing something. It's coming through a lot with like Queen of Pentacles energy, but it's rain, which is interesting. So Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Yeah, adventure south. That feels kind of like the past. And yeah, transformation pressure. Okay. And then clarity mountain. Okay, so you have two cards that are adding to 8. You have 3, 5, and then 2, 6. I actually feel like something from the past is dissolving in some way. That's how it's looking to me. Or that there's like, something from the, it feels like something from the past that it's kind of, if it's a person, I don't know if it's a person or a situation or something like that, where it's feeling like there were really good intentions. But perhaps there was something harmful about it, is how it's coming through. Good intentions, but perhaps harmful, is how I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, I don't know. Good intentions, but it caused harm in some way. I don't know in what way. Okay, not the fairies today. Anyways, I feel like whatever that past thing is something that's dissolving, is how it's coming through. Or that you're trying to make sure that it doesn't have an influence on your future in whatever way that is. Perhaps there's a contract that you're trying to dissolve. especially with Mercury retrograde energy coming through, some sort of contract that you're trying to dissolve from the past. Tiger. This tiger card has been coming up a lot. That this is an energy of protection again. It's a divine feminine energy, right? Like it's kind of like this energy. It's feeling very strongly of protection. Like protecting your future from something is how it's coming through. The tiger to me also can come through with this energy of healing trauma in some way. Like healing something from the past. So it says lunar force, ease in darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in this midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. When in balance, passionate, strong, sensual. When out of balance, overstimulated. To bring into balance, candle gazing. Yeah, because I feel like there is something about, like, it could be, because of the cards that are coming out like this, you have this sort of, like, bright energy here, and then these two are kind of dark, just relatively. I feel like there's something about, like, the past, because it's coming through with Adventure South, it's coming through with, like, South Node energy, which is, it could have to do with past life, but it doesn't have to be. But it's more so talking about, like, things that you've already accomplished, or things that you've already mastered, or lessons that you've already learned. But perhaps you're just, like, revisiting them, right? Like, taking a detour in order to, like, get confirmation about something, or to, like, get some sort of wisdom from the past, maybe, or something like that. And it's like you have to go through this process in order to move forward. You are moving forward, but it's a detour, right? And just be patient with that and trust the process. And the lion at the bottom of the deck. This is a card about mastery, and the golden egg and the wolf. All of these energies are coming through with, like, okay, the last time the tiger came out, it was this sort of, like, territorial, sacred boundary kind of energy. I do feel that you're, like, the last time this card, I think it was a Libra reading. I'm going to link the Libra reading above, just in case that there's any messages in there for you, because especially with these animals as well, golden egg, lion, and wolf, it's feeling extremely territorial about something. There's also, right now, for the last few months, actually, Lilith has been in Libra. So that's sort of what I'm getting with this energy as well. Because Lilith and Libra may be sort of highlighting, like, particular boundaries that you may be feeling, like, really determined to protect, is just how it's coming through, especially with these. It's this sort of, like, territorial protection. You're protecting this golden egg, whatever it is, right? You're protecting this. Your future, maybe, or your heart, especially with, like, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups energy that this is bringing in. It's like perhaps you're protecting your feminine energy in some way, or something. Like, there's all of this, like, Yeah, it really feels like you're protecting something. Your feminine energy, and there is this energy, there is this, I was kind of getting this caution, Sagittarius, which I will relay to you. But I don't know. This, okay, so it's just how it's coming through. There may be a sense of pride, especially with the Lion card. I'm hesitating about that because it doesn't quite feel right to me. There may be sort of like, I feel like other people that you may be sort of protecting yourself from in whatever way that is, may look at you and say that you are being prideful, right? Or that there's ego or whatever, that you're behaving unlike yourself, or that you're doing something that's like shutting them out or whatever. There may be sort of like a sense of that. I don't think that's your energy though, Sagittarius, because you're coming out with the tiger, very feminine energy. But I feel like other people would see you as being more in this masculine energy where it's like prideful, or just like, I don't know how. That feels kind of like how other people are perceiving you at the moment. I don't think that's an accurate representation. You may not be allowing people close to you at the moment, is how it's coming through, especially with the Lion card. I'm going to read it just because that it's feeling very persistent is the word that's coming through. Maybe you're persistent about something. Okay. Patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. You have the transformation card here. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and action. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all no matter where our quest begins. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious. To bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. This is what I'm saying, Sagittarius, about that energy of being withdrawn. Maybe you are being a bit withdrawn, or that like other people will see you that way. They're interpreting perhaps this energy incorrectly is how it's coming through. Like this feminine energy that is feeling very protective and territorial about certain boundaries, and others may see that as being like aloof, or that you're like they can't get access to you, or that you're purposely shutting them out in some way. And it's like that's sort of like the price that you have to pay for like protecting something really significant, especially with the golden egg, because this is again it's representing the heart chakra. You're protecting something very, very important to you. It may be the detour is also taking you away from something that you want to be close to, but it's, or like you're headed towards or whatever. It kind of feels like there's a detour here. Yeah, the world, Sagittarius. You're completing a major cycle for sure. It's also, this is this energy of the lion, right? Like mastery over something. It's like complete mastery of like your strength and your peace is how it's coming through. It's kind of like not being bothered by anything. Not being bothered by anything. It's like maybe somebody's trying to get a reaction out of you or something like that. They're trying to get you to react or to engage in something. Maybe Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. And Queen of Cups underneath that. I feel like there are people who are very much misinterpreting you at the moment, Sagittarius. Like, because it's kind of like, especially if you've had to withdraw from a group or if you've had to like step back or put up a boundary, they may be misinterpreting that. And it's kind of like you can do all that you can to sort of clarify and say that this is, I don't know, something that you need to do. But just being conscious that depending on who receives it, it may not be received well. It's just how it's feeling to me. So just being conscious of if somebody is trying to engage you in conflict or get a reaction out of you. Just being conscious of that. Okay. Okay, fire, ancestor, fire, star. Fire, ancestor, fire, star. Interesting. This is another card about intuition from your ancestors. Okay, I'm going to read this one. So it says, you are being called to embark upon a journey into the sanctity of your innermost realms. Your ancestors know well the secrets and the magic and the knowledge hidden inside of you, for they are the ones who planted them there before you were born. The ancient ones are asking you to go inside, to pay heed to your dreams and the messages they are sending by way of rustling leaves and crashing tides. Honor your ancestors, their spirits, and their lives. The more you remember them now, the easier it will be for you to hear the wisdom they are sharing. Get quiet and spend some time in the inner sanctum of your dreams and your spirit so that your ancestors can light the way for you. Yeah. It really is talking about going inward, Sagittarius. Like, perhaps spending some time in darkness or in silence or in solitude. Because that might be part of the detour energy, especially if you've been wanting to collaborate with others or you've been, I feel like especially with the Lilith and Libra energy, there's a highlight here on relationships where perhaps you are setting some boundaries in relationships, or maybe you are I'm just going to leave it like that. Setting some boundaries in relationships. And in order to do that, I feel like you actually have to like go inward. There is something here because I feel like there's something new. Again, like it's like your intuition may be telling you something, but you won't know until you get there. Is actually how it's coming through. So there may be a period of time where it's like there's not a lot of clarity, or there's not a lot of like it's not immediately obvious why it is that you're being told to do this, or why it is you're being asked to move in this particular way, or why it is that you've withdrawn or something like that. There may not be a clear answer right away. All it is that you know is that you have to do this, is how it's feeling to me. Like it's just kind of coming through as being like trust in your intuition and your guides and whatever is being shown to you in the darkness or shown to you in the quiet, that you have to go down this path for whatever reason, even if it upsets other people. Sky, snow, star. Interesting. The name of the game on this planet is evolution. You came here to evolve, not to be perfect, not to impress other people, and not to collect likes for your bikini selfies or your six-pack stomach situation. Earth is an evolutionary realm. What this means is that you need to get real with yourself, like really real. You cannot hide from your shadows or your issues. You must look within and get clear on what is and what isn't serving you, as well as when it's time to shift and to let go of. To stubbornly cling to that which is no longer serving you and to pretend that it's all fine and pop rocks is a false means of achieving power, and you're far too lit to settle for false power. Take some time out for introspection and self-inquiry and acknowledge the triggers and the traumas that are ready to be transmuted. It doesn't have to be hard or painful or labor-intensive. These aspects are simply inviting acknowledgement so that you can gracefully move on and reclaim the true power that is naturally yours. Okay, there may be something of shadow work that you're doing here, especially with that Lilith and Libra energy that's coming through, where it may have to do with like shadow work in terms of relationships and receiving like gratification or validation from other people. This may be a part of your life where maybe that aspect of your relationships with other people may be challenged, where I feel like right now you may actually be getting criticism from other people, or if it's not like directly criticism, it could just be like people are not happy with what you're doing. Or they think that you're being, I don't know, aloof is the word that I would use, but I don't know. That's just the word that was sticking out in the lion description. It could be unbothered, Sagittarius. Maybe you're just unbothered by something when maybe people would prefer you to be bothered by something. Okay. This is Land, Mountain, Moon. Another divine feminine card, which came out underneath this tiger, right? It's time to go inward, Sagittarius. It's time to be in the darkness, whatever that means to you. It doesn't feel like shadow work in the traditional sense to me. It kind of feel, because you have the world out. I feel like you've actually like completed something of a shadow work energy is how this is feeling. Like you are not bothered by other people's opinions of you. I just want to end it there. You're not bothered by that is how it's coming through. And I feel like that's a really, like, all of these cards are talking about like your inner life. Your inner life is knows is just how it's coming through. Your inner life, like your intuition in particular, knows the truth is how it's coming through. Your inner self knows the truth. Yeah. Okay. Land, animal, sun. I feel like you're going to be receiving something, Sagittarius. If it's not clarity, it's like, I feel like it's something else. Like you may be receiving something. This is a card about connecting with animals, right? The wisdom of animals are profound and their messages run deep. Avail yourself to the medicine they carry through communion. Allow the animals to teach you through their ways and through their language. They are our guides here. Walk well with them. It's about like playing like an animal does. It's the one card, though, that I feel like is light, right? It's the only sun card that you have so far. You have 2 star cards and 1 moon card. I feel like there's like something... Perhaps it has something to do with like you being free from something. It could be that. Like, but I'm just kind of getting like you don't answer to other people is how it's coming through. It's coming out under the world, though, so it's very significant. I feel like you've completed like a major cycle for you. Especially with the South Node energy, it's like mastery over something. Mastery over peace is actually how it's feeling. Like completely unbothered by something. I don't know what, though. It just does, it kind of does feel like, especially with the lion, right? Not many people get close to the lion. Yeah, okay. Very interesting. Land, cave, earth, and then land, tree, sun. This sun card is about deep, deep rest. Sagittarius, deep, deep rest is how it's coming through. That you've overdone something. Maybe you have overworked yourself in some way. This land, cave, earth card talks about like knowing that your gifts will be received. And that you also have to like share something of your gift. You have to share your gifts or else they will wither away. There may be something here where maybe you're, One second. This card talks about exhaustion. This card talks about like if you don't share your gifts, they're gonna wither away. It feels kind of contradictory, those two energies. I'm gonna pull one more card because I feel like most of the guidance here is telling you to go inward. Maybe you have shared too much of your gifts. Sagittarius. Maybe you've shared too much of your gifts in a way that has exhausted you or depleted you. Land, flower, moon. This card talks about being vulnerable and open. That when you, I'm going to read this one because I feel that feels contradictory to me. Okay. A lot of people confuse vulnerability with weakness, which means a lot of people get it really wrong because nothing could be further from the truth. An open heart doesn't fear pain, and an open heart doesn't need to wear armor or hide to protect itself. Allow yourself to delve deep into your vulnerability and to share it with others. Be with the pain that lives inside of you and allow it to express and to release. Cry and let the tears cleanse your spirit, knowing that the process is renewing your essence and purifying your soul. Allow others into your pain and into your emotions while welcoming theirs into your own heart. Open your heart to your tribe so that they can see the fullness of you. Be gentle with yourself, dear one, for this is a tender territory you are choosing to tread. Hold your vulnerability and others' vulnerability with grace and with respect. It takes great courage to share your feelings with others. Okay. It's feeling a little bit complicated, Sagittarius. That energy of pride that I was getting earlier with the lion, maybe you do need to let someone close to you. Because there's something about, like, are you not accepting help from other people because of a sense of pride. That was sort of what was coming through. This feels different though. I'm going to be honest. It feels like maybe there's something about like sharing your vulnerability. But there may be something of like a vulnerability about like being very sensitive to something. Like that, because these two cards are kind of confusing. They look very similar, which is interesting to me. This sort of like something in the middle here where it's like maybe there's something that you need to share with someone else. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of people, right? It could just be share with like a specific other where maybe you're feeling kind of vulnerable about something. That's where that protection energy sort of comes through. But with the golden egg, it feels kind of like something tender. You're trying to share I don't know. It feels like you're trying to protect something about yourself. It's almost like someone who gets very like overwhelmed or overstimulated with the tiger energy. It could be something of like you get overwhelmed or overstimulated by a lot of whatever it is. You get overstimulated is how it's coming through. And maybe you need a lot of time to sort of recover or recharge after something like that. Like, because I'm kind of getting like very highly sensitive people. That's how it's coming through. Sagittarius for you, like perhaps you are very highly sensitive in that way. Where it's like, say you go out to a party or big group or a big event or something, you need a lot of time to recharge after that. It's kind of coming through like that. Maybe that's something that you see as a weakness of yours, which it's not. It's not. There could be, because it's kind of feeling like maybe you are doing things like especially if it's coming through with like friends, right? Or like people that you love. But maybe you're going through a period of time where you're feeling very sensitive about something, or just in general, whatever it is. And so maybe you are being aloof. Maybe you're withdrawing. Maybe you're not telling people what's going on with you. I don't know, there's something in your life that is overstimulating in some way. So it's like you need to withdraw. You need to go into your cave. You need to go recharge. That kind of thing. But people may be misinterpreting that about you, Sagittarius. It's like you're trying to protect your peace is how it's feeling. But people might interpret that as being, oh, Sagittarius is being rude. Sagittarius is being aloof. Sagittarius is whatever, fill in the blank. They're not taking it well. Maybe it's or they're just saying like, oh, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They're taking it personally maybe when it maybe just has something to do with your own, like, you need to recharge, right? Like it's that kind of energy here. Because it's kind of something about like, especially these two. It's like it's almost looking to me like you, like a sponge, right? Like absorbing all of this energy. But then there's something here about like, that's part of your gift, Sagittarius. Part of your gift that you are being encouraged to share and be open about is that you are very sensitive in whatever way that is. Like maybe you absorb a lot of other people's energies. And so you need a lot of time to recharge, or a lot of time by yourself, or a lot of time in the quote unquote darkness where like you can recharge is really how that's feeling. So maybe that's something that you communicate with the people that you care about and that care about you. And if there are people who don't get it, then they're not your tribe, right? Like if there are people who don't understand or who are like not accepting of this part of you, they're not your people, right? That's how you will know. If they don't accept this aspect of you, which is a gift, Sagittarius, if they can't accept it, if they can't accept these boundaries that you have maybe, or your time alone or whatever it is, they are not the right people for you. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card from this animal deck. I feel like, again, with like clear communication, this would be, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot here. The illusion, the sacred boundaries card, which of course makes a lot of sense. See beyond the path and action. See beyond the past, sorry. Action leads to success. I'm going to read the illusion card because I feel like there may be something from the past that may be causing a bit of an illusion at the moment for you. Like because there may be something of a fear. There may be something of a fear of like maybe there's somebody that is new in your life and they don't know you that well yet, maybe. And so they maybe there's a fear of like, okay, if I share this aspect of myself with them, they're not going to accept me, or that they're not going to understand, or they're going to reject this part of me because somebody from the past rejected this part of me, or like, you know, whatever, especially with the see beyond the past, right? This is the story of the ugly duckling. That like maybe there's someone in your life right now who is a match to you, or who is meant to be in your life, or whatever. It feels kind of like they don't know you well enough yet, so they may be misinterpreting your sensitivity as aloofness is how it's coming through. Maybe you just need to explain, Sagittarius, something like that. Something about like your boundaries, maybe, or your sensitivities, or if you have some sort of like condition or something like that that prevents you from going out every Friday night. Like that, it's that kind of thing. Like you don't like parties or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna read the illusion card, Phantom Shark. In this card, we see a harpoon searching the sea for a dangerous shark that appears only in your mind's eye. Phantom Shark has a direct message for you today. Your current fear, worry, or insecurity is all an illusion. You tricked yourself into hunting for a thing that doesn't even exist. Are you protecting yourself from something that isn't there, Sagittarius? Just being conscious of that. Okay. By putting so much attention and effort into combating or avoiding what you are afraid of, you're simultaneously engaging and fueling it. Most fears quite literally exist only in our minds. When you feel small, insecure, or controlled by fear, this is not your true self. This is your programmed self, ruled by the limbic system, ego, past traumas, and the false marketing that always shames us into not feeling good enough. This illusion will tell you that you are not worthy, make you feel scared, keep you with someone who treats you poorly, and make you feel the need to compete with and be better than others. The challenge lies in how powerfully real this illusion appears. It colors every aspect of your reality like a cloud of thick gray smoke. While you cannot always avoid being caught in the smoke, you can recognize when you are in it. This is the most important part of seeing clearly. You must first understand that you are in an illusion before you can escape it. The more you become cognitively aware of the smoke, the less power it has over you. Right now, Shark's medicine for you is to understand that whatever currently brings you fear is not actually the truth. You are safe and everything is going to work itself out. Do not make big decisions when the gray smoke is visiting. Soon you will see clearly. Yeah. I actually feel like, Sagittarius, you are in the process of recognizing this for yourself. There may be somebody else around you who is in the gray smoke, is how it's coming through. They perhaps are feeling afraid of something from the past. This could be you as well. Just keep that in mind. But you have the world here, which tells me that you are overcoming something. You're mastering something, perhaps of your own fear. You're mastering seeing through the illusion is how it's feeling to me. And it's because you're going inward. And I feel like also taking opportunities to rest is how it's coming through. Your future is protected. Your future is absolutely protected. You don't have to worry about that. You are safe. That's how it's feeling. Don't fall into the illusion of like going into that space where like things are not working out or whatever. Everything's working out in your favor. The detours are for your benefit. You will see clearly once the smoke passes. That's how it's coming through, Sagittarius. So I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.